Hey Canucks fans, I don't do this a lot, but I must admit, in watching Matthew Tkachuk get his hat trick last night, I thought to myself, what could have been? I'm Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Thursday, May the 19th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Before I get started, I want to give a special, massive birthday shout out to my amazing sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Today, Van City Experts Real Estate Group. Today is his birthday. I'm not going to give away his age, but I will say it ends in a 0. I will say he's younger than me, as you probably could guess. And if you've seen a picture, you might peg him. You know he's not 20, so he's either 30 or 40. And I think you can use your, your good deduction skills and greet him whatever you want to, but put it in the chat. That's going to be like my little special message, but I'll save that to the end. So Jason, happy birthday, and thank you so much for your support of me and the subscribers on this channel and your generosity as always. I hope you have an amazing day. Speaking of amazing live stream last night. A lot of fun, a midweek live stream where I announced my next Zoom chat. It's going to be a live chat with Dan Russell, the legendary sports talk host. That's going to be next Wednesday, the 25th. So it's kind of cool, almost appropriate that I'll be interviewing him at 10 p.m., which was the time of his show for many, many years. So next Wednesday, Dan Russell, 10 p.m. on my YouTube live stream. And lastly, about my live stream, you got to go back and watch the last 15 minutes. We did our best ever. We got Gordle in 2, Ordle in 2, and Wordle in 1. Yes, on the first guess. Still trying to process what happened. Still trying to convince myself that it was 100% legit, but it doesn't matter. It's done, and I'm going to go buy myself a lottery ticket today. I did that on purpose, that segue, because when we think about the draft, the NHL draft, we often talk about lottery tickets and whether it's either winning the lottery or getting as many draft picks as you can, and kind of using the analogy of you want as many lottery tickets as you can because you never know which guy is going to hit. And that's why I keep saying the Canucks at 15 this year, they should look at moving down in the draft to somewhere 18 or 20, especially if they think that between 12 and 20, let's say I'm not saying they're saying this, but if they are saying that the guys between 12 and 20 are all about the same, why not move down a few spots and acquire an extra later pick from a team who wants to move up? Anyways, I say all this because, of course, I'm watching Matthew Tkachuk get his hat trick, getting into Evander Kane's face, being a difference maker. We guys know that ever since he got drafted in 2016, one spot after Juolevi. And I led with this. You guys know that to a fault, I was probably very supportive and almost not defensive, but supportive of Jim Benning when he was the GM of the Vancouver Canucks. And I looked at the good things he did. The Pearson for Gudbranson trade was a good trade. The drafting of Petey and Hughes and Besser, all good drafts. Some of the contract extensions he signed, not UFAs, but re-extending RFAs. I thought those were really good. I thought a lot of those moves were really good. But then, of course, there's a lot of moves that Benning made that weren't that good, and that some of them have kind of hamstrung the Canucks from a salary cap perspective, and others have stunted their development. So I want to talk about two, and I know a lot of other people, and even I've talked about these two things before, but how can you not at least think of it when you see Matthew Tkachuk light it up last night and be such a difference maker for the Calgary Flames? By the way, I think it's kind of cool that Brady Tkachuk, his brother, is cheering him on. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The fact that Brady is the captain of the Ottawa Senators. A, Ottawa's not in the playoffs, so it's not like he's cheering for a team that he's going to have to play against. And B, it's his brother. I'm always sitting here saying family first. If I saw Quinn Hughes cheering on his brother Jack, let's say New Jersey's in the playoffs, and if I saw Quinn cheering him on, I'd be happy. I think that's great because it also makes Quinn more hungry to experience playoff success as well. So I don't think it's a big deal at all. Anyways, I'll get off of that tangent and go back to the main point. We know that Matthew Tkachuk was drafted 6th overall in 2016, one spot after Juolevi was picked 5th overall by the Vancouver Canucks. And all you got to know is that Juolevi has he's got like 3 points in the NHL, and Matthew Tkachuk's coming up, has somewhere between 300 and 400 points, which is kind of tough to swallow. And then we know that not only was there Matthew Tkachuk available to take, but even defensemen. If you want to just look simply at defensemen, there was Sergachev that was available. There was Charlie McAvoy that was available. So I'm not going to spend a few minutes ranting on about Jim Benning's bad draft that year, but I think it behooves. I love that word, behoove. It behooves us as Canucks fans to recognize the miss that there was. And I'm not saying we can go back. It's not revisionist history. It's not, let's go back and turn the clock back 6 years and do that redraft. Of course, I'd love to do that. But I think as a mature Canucks fan, we have to acknowledge how good Matthew Tkachuk would look on this team. You go back 2 years earlier too, and by extension, there's 2014, the Jake Virtanen draft. We took Jake Virtanen 6th overall, and then after him were guys like William Nylander, Nick Ehlers, Kevin Fiala, Dylan Larkin. So many good players went after Jake Virtanen. And I bring that point up because Juolevi is not with the Canucks anymore. He's gone on to a couple teams. Virtanen's not even in the league anymore. And those were drafts that were not even a decade ago. 2014, 8 years ago, 2016, 6 years ago. Those are a top 5 pick, a top 6 pick that aren't with the organization anymore. And that's why the Canucks are in such a hole when it comes to their lack of prospects. And that's really tough. It's really a tough pill to swallow. Now, in doing my research, I did find out that Thatcher Demko was drafted 2nd overall in the second round, I should say, in 2014, which is pretty good actually. It kind of at least eases the sting a little bit, and it just shows you how long it takes for goaltenders to develop. So that 2014 draft was interesting actually. We took Virtanen, we could have had those other guys like I said. Then we took Jared McCann at 23rd. We had 2 first-round picks. And we took Jared McCann at 23rd, who's a decent player, but David Pastrnak went 24th, so that's a bit painful. And then we got Thatcher Demko with our first pick in the second round. So at least that pick worked out for us, and obviously we can't complain about him. So Canucks fans, really just wanted to share my thoughts there. Again, I'm not complaining, I'm not whining, but it does make you pause when you see how well Matthew Tkachuk is doing, and where you see Olli Juolevi bouncing around from team to team. Canucks fans, let me know if you're gone, if you're past that, been there, done that, you don't worry about that kind of stuff anymore, or if you're like me, and even if you don't worry about that kind of stuff mostly, that you were reminded of it last night in watching Tkachuk dominate the Edmonton Oilers. So let me know your thoughts on last night's game as well. And if you made it this far in the video, 7.5 minutes in, why don't you put HBD for happy birthday, obviously, HBD Jason in the chats. That way he can see it and see all the love for him, and then I know you made it this far in the video. So HBD Jason, or happy birthday Jason, whatever you want to say, put in the comments below, and let's show one of my lead sponsors some much deserved love. Shout out, speaking of sponsors, to Perform and Transform, personal training and weight loss. Sign up now for a free 7-day trial. Use the link in my video descriptions. And to Van City Experts Real Estate Group, birthday boy Jason Lim and his team. Thanks to you, and thanks to all of my members. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, and Hall of Fame members Jens 95, Sim Alexander, Chris Seifert, Adam Broomfield, Shannon Hollingworth, HSM Fangirl Gaming, Smooth Groove, and Carol Bovenlander. Thank you for your support as always, and thanks to the support of all members of all levels. You're listed in my video descriptions. If you want to become a member of the CCC Crew, press the join button underneath this or my videos, or the memberships tab on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you'd like to, like this video if you'd like to, leave a tip, a super thanks if you'd like to, become a member, upgrade if you'd like to, and leave a comment down below if you'd like to. Tell me your thoughts about this Tkachuk Juolevi thing, or if you're over it, and greet Jason a happy birthday. Also, I got a roller hockey game tonight. I'll let you know tomorrow how I do. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Have a great day. God bless, and go Canucks go.